and the 2021 season brought with it a record-breaking 23 races. It has never been more important for drivers to keep physical and mental condition to take on this demanding schedule. After briefly successful
Right, hello everyone, welcome to Sunday Night with Hilly, and we're here for FGR. It is a short qualifying sprint race, 50% race at Austria, the shortest lap of the season, and where it seems to be about 60% of the track or something like that is DRS, so usually provides lots of close racing with plenty of overtakes. Sorry if I'm a bit late in. To be honest, up till about 4 minutes to the hour, I completely forgotten. So, well, not forgotten. No, I hadn't. That's not true because I wouldn't have had it all set up. But I was on football. Basically, I was on Football Manager. Anybody that plays Football Manager knows how you can just completely lose track of time on that game, and that's what I was doing. So, we're on board with Todgerd, who is first out in the Red Bull. Connor next in the McLaren. Let's just adjust the settings quickly for audio so I don't blow everybody's eardrums out. Usually 4 is the right one. There we go. So, I'll put my blanket over me. Yes, I have a blanket. I'm old. I have a blanket. Getting on, like, you know. I have a blanket for my legs to get cold, guys. I'm in shorts, to be fair. Right, here comes Todgerd. Out the final corner, across the line. Yeah, no, he didn't invalidate both laps, so we're okay. Into turn 1. Difficult this year. I mean, pretty much avoid the inside curve. You can use a bit, but if you catch the yellow sort of sausage curb, it's an absolute nightmare. So certainly on your first run, probably better to avoid it. Really attack it on your second and third runs. And then down now to turn 4. Pretty nice through the hairpin. And keep the car nice and left so that you can open up the corner a bit. Just allows you to open up the steering and get on that power that little bit quicker. And that's where you're going to find your lap time around Austria. It's all about being able to open up your steering, get on the power as soon as you can. That's where all the lap time is around here. So Todgerd heading up now to the penultimate corner. A decent lap, I think. I don't think it's going to sort of break any world records, but it's a decent start. And 106.1 then from Todgerd from Red Bull. Let's go to Connor in the second out from McLaren. Evening, Big D. Hope you're well, mate. You're much better today, so well, better than Connor P2. Here comes Max. 105.7 goes fastest for the moment. Time's still gonna come down quite a lot. Misfit through the final corner. Head to the line. 105.3 goes fastest for the moment. The other Red Bull, the second Red Bull Convicted Wolf, goes into P3. Second Haas now, if I can get them to him in time. T's had actually invalidated, unfortunately, so that one won't count. Here comes THCN to start his lap. And looking at it, we're back round. Todgerd is coming round now, so I think we may as well stay with THCM for a whole lap. The Haas lines out the way. Head down to turn 4. Yellow flags coming out, but I think that's just the car that was allowing him through. So no issues there. Just checking out the sound on the stream. Seems to be okay to me. A nice wide entry into the second left-hander, but it was a little bit late on the turn in. Sometimes when you're on your entry part of a corner, if you catch the curb a little bit wrong, it can stop you turning in a little bit. So yeah, not a proper lap from THCM. I thought I'd seen him back off wrong, but I wasn't sure, so I stuck with him. 1090 then. Gets someone else. Nick goes fastest. 1044. That really ups the ante. Nick. And here comes Nisev. No, that's an out lap. So to Greza, I think, will be next. So 107 from Greza, 107.2. So I think something's gone wrong in that lap for him. Pity driving slowly out the final corner. I don't know what he's doing. No cars coming round, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there with Paul. Anyway, sorry, he had me a little bit sort of besotted then, watching him. I couldn't draw my eyes away, I had to stick with him for a moment. Here's Jack. Jack L2000. Who knows if it's Jack Law? It might be Jack Law, the famous diver. Some dailies, mate, who knows? It might be him. Jack goes off track. Turn 4, I'm a poet and I just don't know it. D now to turn 4. Well, for Jack's, obviously that will have ruined the lap, that little trip off track. Through the second of the two left-handers. Really important corner. Turns your speed all the way up the hill here to the penultimate corner. So easy to run wide on either of the last two corners, or to even invalidate a little bit on the inside on the final corner. But goes into P4 then, does Big D. Signs are starting to improve a bit, and the top three now into the 104s. Nisev P2 on a 104.8, Grimmy 104.9 for Alpha in P3. Soldier 6 tenths up through sector 2 on his second run here. Here comes, can't see anything obviously wrong. So yeah, 6.5 tenth improvement, moves ahead of teammate Convicted Wolf into P7. So still out there on track. Paul breathing. Seeing as I curved there on the first of the two left-handers, not something to see too much of using the curves. Hello, Sudden. Good evening. Thank you for joining, man. He opens the DRS, heads to the line then, and improves the previous time. Goes P12 in the Alpine. McLaren headed over the line there. I didn't quite see who that was. Must be Connor. He's the only McLaren out there tonight. Just starts the lap by the looks of it, so let's go with Connor here. Going up to the hairpin in the end of sector 1. There's 15 thousandths up through sector 1. PP at the moment 106.7. There's a DRS to head down to turn 4. Alright, to the left, open up the entry. So done. You'll see a substantial improvement. There aren't any mistakes with this left-hander. Yeah, just 3.5 tenths up. Bad for the second of the two left-handers as well. As he's making mistakes with the final two corners, I think. Will have gained substantial time again through the final sector. So here he comes. Well, another 10th, so 4.5 tenths improvement, P11. He stays at the moment, but improves the time. Mushroom Kingdom then. So no. Oh, that's going to invalidate. Okay. I was going to say no time on the board yet, so we haven't got a marker to look at, but go THCM. Going on a 105.4. And he's 2 tenths up just through sets of 1. Which would suggest he probably, well, pretty much nailed turn 1, I would imagine. There's a lot of time to be had in turn 1 if you can really nail it perfectly and get on the power quickly. It's very easy if trying to get on the power quickly to spin the car to the inside wall. So I had a little bit of a half spin or moment in turn 4 there, so there's definitely some more time in it there, and yeah, he's only 2 thousandths up now. So, I mean, at least he knows there's time there, so he knows he's got plenty of time. Still over 6 minutes left in the session, so plenty of time. Big D improving through sector 1. Just go to Nick, I think he's further around. Oh, not improving though. So yeah, to Big D, who's got Grimmy literally just ahead of him on track actually. So let's watch the pair of them if we can. Through the first of the 2 left-handers then, over the sector 2 split, Grimmy 3.5 tenths up, Big D comes through almost 3 tenths up. So at the moment for Grimmy, we'll see him move into P2 ahead of Nisev. So final corner, all looks good to me, I can't think he's lost any time there really. So over the line, goes fastest in fact, jumps ahead of Nick into P1 on a 104.4. Big D goes 104.791 and stays P4 but improves his time. Bobblehead, he's out there now, just through turn 1 in fact, so let's stick with him and see how he goes. Bobblehead, really hairpin. Let's get through okay, got on the power pretty well. Oh, that sounds like he's backed out of it though. Sure why, but he does appear to have backed out of it. He's gone for another lap on the same sauce, so perhaps doing more of a race run perhaps? So he's back out there. He's just improved actually, I think he's on an in lap now. Got a Greza who on a huge improvement, as you'd expect really on a 107.2, clearly capable of a lot faster than that, so drop an extra gear there in the penultimate corner. Perfect, but a much better lap, 104.9 moves him up to P5, but definitely time at the end of the lap at least. Where else are we right now? Connor maybe on the lap, let's see his sector 1 time. Yeah, half a tenth up. Oh, he's invalidated though, must have invalidated for turn 1. THCM on his latest attempt. So just over 2 tenths up, which is what we saw last time. So again, he's had a good turn 1. Again, DRS open as you can see on the rear wing. 3, 2 and 4, much better. That was where he made the mistake last time, which killed the lap. Fine this time as he heads out to the left-hander over sector 2, but has lost a lot of time again. He's only 68 thousandths up. Still an improvement. Not where you'd expect him to be. Comes then at the final corner. I couldn't see anything wrong with those final corners, and yeah, quarter of a second improvement. That moves him up ahead of Misfit into P6. Wolf out there for Red Bulls, ever so slightly down in Sector 1. As drivers now starting to make their way out of the track for their final runs in the quali session. Predicted Wolf's lap, clearly not a full lap. But he's half a second up in Sector 1. He's on 5 laps, so in those tyres. Who are we just watching? We're going to the pits. I think Nick's on the lap, so let's go to him. He comes to the end of Sector 2 then, and needs all of 300ths of a second to take the provisional pole back off of Grimmy. He's 9 thousandths up through Sector 2, so needs to do a little bit of work in the final sector, really throw the car in on these final 2 corners, try and find that time. They look pretty good. Oh, just runs out wide on the final corner. It's invalidated the lap. Mushroom Kingdom to the line. 106.2, improves by 5.5 tenths for P12. So he's not improving Jesus out for, hopefully, get a time on the board here as he comes forward the line. 105.5, moves him into P10. Rooney is back onto a lap. He's slightly up through Sector 1. Now AlphaTauri gets well out of the way. Looking really to protect here from Nisev, Big D and Greza, you would feel. For a good time, but is a beatable time, so just to improve it a bit, just to protect it a little bit, we'd be happy with that. And he's a 10th up through Sector 2. Last couple of corners and seemed okay. Maybe a little bit conservative through the penultimate corner, but it's an improvement nonetheless. Nearly a full tenth, so 0.090 improves his time. So I didn't quite get the sector time for Sector 2, but it did show purple on the map. Big D's about 3 cars behind us on track, so we'll move straight to him after. But here comes Nisev. 104.390, only just short. Big D not improving and opts to pit instead of crossing the line. Jesus not on an improvement. Nora Todgerd, Max. Where's he? He's got to turn 1, so he actually just improved a little bit over the line. Connors had a crash over the line. T is improving into the final corner, runs out wide, and that might have just destroyed it. Oh no, he does improve, 8/10 improvement, goes P15, having done 8 laps, so very much I think doing a race practice, perhaps a sprint practice sort of thing. You can use any tyre in the sprint here, it's not a... You use the softs, they only really go off for the last 2 or 3 laps, so, and they're not off so much that you can't defend, it's just sort of have enough really, but he's just off track, just waiting for him really now, so should be pushed into the pits. Hey James, thanks for joining mate, as always, lovely to have you. Lovely to have you. A good quali session, nice and tight. Few drivers seeming to prefer to start towards the back, I feel. I don't think all the drivers really did proper times, so I think that might be a little bit of tactics going on as it is a sprint race night. maybe one or two preferring to start at the back to try and avoid any early catastrophes in the sprint, and then just pick up what places they can. Can be a tactic to do that if you don't particularly want to be. If you're a driver that starts sort of just inside the top 10 or just outside, so you're in that midfield area, it can all get a bit tight into turn 1 and, well, for the whole of the first lap really. So it can be a bit of a tactic sometimes, especially on a sprint where you've got the chance to move forward through 2 races. So Groomy takes pole from Nisev, Nick P3. I'll do a full rundown. That's the top 3. I'll do a full rundown on the formation lap. Let's just go through instants just in case the stewards need them. They're on the stream. Heading into the sprint race where... Oh dear. Well, if anybody was saving any specific sets of tyres, you needn't bothered. Because it's tipping down with rain. That looks like intermediate weather to me. So I can't see it at the moment. I haven't got the option to bring the tyres up and that yet. Still on the loading screen waiting for players, so... It's a bit damp, a bit soggy, a bit moist, whichever you want to say. For the sprint race, I hope it's just a sprint race. Can we have dry, full, like 50% race, please? Getting hot. How was your Chinese, James? He's still eating it. Oh, Grezza was having some troubles. I've just seen in the Discord chat, he seems to be having some troubles with his wheel turning itself off. So into the sprint. There will be a 5-minute break after the sprint, guys, but we're straight in onto the formation lap then. So Grimmy starts from pole alongside Nisev in P2 for Ferrari. Nick in P3 alongside Big D in 4, while Grezza for Williams starts P5 with Misfit alongside in P6. THCM and Jesus on the 4th row of the grid, while Convicted Wolf and Jack L see out the top 10. Soldier starts P11 alongside Max in P12. Mushroom Kingdom P13 with Connor Forber in P14. Tease P15 and Bubblehead Army 16, while Paul Piddy in 17th makes up the last place on the grid, which is 17th tonight. So a few drivers short of full grid, but that's absolutely fine. 17 is more than enough for a good spectacle. Just a quick check on the tyres. So yeah, just to confirm what I thought, looking at the weather, it is intermediate tyres. No issues for them to do 12 laps at any track. So soggy. Now that's gone, mate. What do you mean it's gone? Did somebody eat it, or did you eat it? Or somebody nicked it? Somebody had your dinner away, James. Somebody nicked your Chinese, mate. The delivery driver, has he done one? Maybe he was resigning from his job and he's just done one with your dinner. That's what I'd do. If I was delivering Chinese or something, I'd just like... My last ever job, I'd just say, yeah, I'm not delivering that one, I'm just going to take that home with me. See you later. Nah, it's in my belly. It's in my belly. That's me patting my belly. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm patting my belly. So full of Chinese, hopefully. Chinese. Right, let's go on board, I think, with Big D. As all the lights are on. Out they go, and away we go for the sprint. Oh, Nick's a little bit slow off the line. He's bogged down. And he's going to get absolutely bombarded here into turn 1. He touches the back of Greza a little bit. But, let's go to the front 2 because they are side by side heading up the hill to the hairpin. As my controller batteries are low, perfect timing game. Well, not game, controller. So it's Grimmy who holds the lead coming out of the hairpin on lap 1. Position changes going on through the field. Bobblehead gets up 2 places there. So McLaren's made one up there as well on the inside of the Mercedes. It's Connor up to P11. Paul getting ahead of Jack and up to P14 now. Back to the front. Sev. Oh, somebody's round. It's Paul. Paul's round. That's at the second of the 2 left-handers. Can't see any damage on the car, so hopefully he's okay. And we can just continue on. Oh, we've got a retirement. And it's out to the final corner, and that's a full safety car. Well, Paul won't mind seeing that, so that's going to help him be able to get back up onto the back of the grid. I think he probably would have been having a little think there. Shall I change tyres? I wouldn't bother doing it until you're back round again if you're going to do it. And we've lost Bobble as well. So we just passed where THCM was on the right-hand side, and Bobble was down here on the left-hand side. Any signs of Devery to see exactly where it was, but strange. Two drivers on the straight, but completely away from each other. I don't think they would have been related. So it's Bobblehead Army and THCN that we've lost, so they will start 16th and 17th respectively for the main 50% race. Now we have a couple of timing glitches going on with Max and Victor Wolf. That should sort itself out next time they cross the line. But, is anybody going to pit? I'm not expecting anybody. The only person really, or the only ones who could consider it, are the ones at the very back. But I mean, how much wear is there on these tyres to make this worthwhile? Also, I don't know what the weather is for the main race. Oh, look at this! Look at this! Jack's doing a cheeky. He needn't have bothered, because it looks to me like T hasn't got a front wing. So I think he would have jumped him in a way, unless he's getting oh no, he's getting a front wing change himself. So both needing front wing changes, but Jack, with his wits about him, does a cheeky. And takes the place on the pit entry. Paul moving up to P13 with those pit stops. Looking at where they are, I think we're probably going to have another lap under safety car. So that would be lap 4. And I would expect us to be resuming lap 5. We just out to the actual pit lane now. So that's going to give us 8 more laps of racing. Why are they going so slow on safety car? Well, probably so they don't hit it, I assume. Panned head. I would take it your bobble. Okay, so got rammed on the back end, and whatever that says, got a penalty for it. That's what happens, bobble. Okay. I think you ended up in a wall or something. Oh, okay, Jane. I don't know, mate. I'd look. I'm not psychic. I can't. I don't know what they're thinking. I guess because they were pitting, I don't know. Right, okay, so it's going to be Grimmy leading us away at the end of this lap. Nisev P2, Big D P3, Greza 4. Let's just have a quick look at the position changes. Who's really standing out so far in the sprint? Well, really the standout you've got to say is Max in P7, up 5 places from 12th. Nick's lost a couple since the start. Big D and Greza both gained 1, Convicted up 1, Soldier up 2. So Red Bull doing well collectively in the sprint. Connor's gained 3, Mushrooms up 1, and Paul Piddy's up 4. There's the confirmation from race control. Safety car is in this lap. Jack L is down 4, but of course he did pit. So the 13th, 14th, and 15th on your screen all had to make a pit stop. So no, I'd take that back. I don't think Paul Piddy did pit actually. He just had a spin. So it was just Jack and T actually that pitted. In a way. We really need tyres, do we? Because it's obviously intermediates. If they start pitting, then I'll change its tyres to see what they're pitting to, but I don't think they're going to. It doesn't look to me like this rain's going to let up as Grimmy goes just before the penultimate corner, trying to catch them off guard. And I'd say it's almost worked. So Nisev has reacted really, really well. We've got some people dropping. Max is really dropping. So he's round at the final corner. There is an Alpine, which I think is Paul, which is in the pit lane. So, not sure if he spun into the pit lane. That can happen sometimes. Nisev has a little look at the inside, but wasn't alongside. Seems racy, doesn't he, at the moment, Nisev? Big D and Greza not far behind, and Nick as well. They do seem to be getting away from Misfit at the moment. Jesus gets past Todger for P7. So let's just stick with the front 2 at the moment because Nisev looks to me like he might have the pace here. And Paul wants to retire out in the pits. And he'll be starting from P15 for the main event. Can Nisev pick up the slipstream? It's a little bit of dirty air, perhaps, and a bit oversteery out of the final corner. That's perhaps going to ruin an opportunity on this lap. Nice for turn 1, but still, see, as soon as he touches the power, dirty air just makes a spinning round. Look how the slipstream was catching him up to Grimmy. He had to use a bit of energy, I think, Grimmy, to hold him back. It's something he's going to have to do lap after lap to the end of this race. Make it difficult. Big D is holding on to his energy nice and well at the moment. Misfit is on the back of Nick here. Nick's gone back to P5. Misfit is having a look. Can he get back past? As your engineer tends to say when you lose a place, stay on the back of him, he might make a mistake. Very close. It does look like he's struggling a bit through the corners, doesn't he? I'd wonder if he's just running a lower downforce, which would be the nature of this track. He's right, and then runs out wide. I don't know what that's about, but unless he's got some sort of damage, Nick. He's into the pits. Seems to be completely unable to actually brake for the pits and make the pit lane. I think he must have damage. So that means Misfit's up to P5, but look at the front 4 as they are really bunching up together now. I'd say it's Greza. Well, Greza definitely has the ERS advantage between the front 4. At the moment, the sprint seems to be sort of going into. We've got the group at the front, then there's a couple of drivers together, which is Misfit and Jesus, and then there's a sort of secondary group with a few drivers that have maybe dropped off a bit. Sev. Anything he can do to get past Grimmy. I don't think this is one of those scenarios where he's actually trying to wait until late in the race. I think he's He wants to get past. It's not so easy in these conditions. No DRS. Rely on the old style of overtaking using a slipstream. Obviously, you've got ERS, which you didn't actually used to have in the old days. It used to be just slipstream. Has a little look to the inside for the hairpin. Yeah, touched wheel slightly then. But, again, not able to get past. So Jack's making a move here on Connor. So Jack in the Aston to our inside. Doesn't really leave enough room on the exit for me. And, well, Connor, it's probably a rather unfair 3 seconds there. And he also loses a place to Mushroom. Who's just lost out to Jesus, only just, and still very much on the back of him. Mushroom and Connor are probably the closest at the moment. Oh, something's gone wrong for Greza. He's just suddenly dropped right off the back of Big D. Don't want to move away from this because this looks like the most likely chance we've got to see in an overtake. But he seems to be okay, Greza, but he's suddenly dropped a second and a half behind. Oh, Connor runs out wide. But, Mushroom not able to take advantage of it. Perhaps didn't want to. Perhaps he was a little bit worried that if he tries to go past, Connor might come back on track. But obviously, with Connor's 3 seconds, he doesn't have to go past him. He could just wait and take the position at the end. So, Reza, okay then. And just do a quick check. He's definitely not peeling to the pits. He wouldn't this late anyway. He'd carry on. But I can't see any signs of damage on the car, so I think he is okay. Sev still winding up. Try something, just cannot get past. In terms of energy, does have a clear advantage now, around about 40%. More energy than Grimmy. Again, comes close, looks to outbrake Grimmy, needs to make the inside of the corner and does. Oh, hang on, where am I? I'm losing it. Grimmy seems to get a much better exit and retakes the lead down to turn 4, but they are still side by side. Grimmy and Nisev with the inside, and that's gonna allow him to take the lead of the race. So Nisev into the lead in the sprint. Big D following very, very closely. Will happily nick past. These guys make a mistake. When he does make a mistake, but he held it. He saved it. Head on to lap 11, and Nisev is pulled away. Looks to me like he's burned some energy, and he's pulled us back a second gap. So he was definitely looking racy behind Grimmy, but was just biding his time, I think. Reza's got back in the 1 second of this group, but he has burned his energy to get there, which will make it, of course, difficult for him to actually get past. Down Mushroom still just seems to be happy just to sort of drive on the back of McLaren of Connor. Just to say that we're going into the hairpin. And I think, yeah, Connor's just run a bit wide again. Seems to be struggling to make the hairpin, doesn't he? He might have any damage to the left-hand side of his front wing, maybe. That would make right-handers particularly difficult, but it seems to take that okay. Back to front. Reza's just dropped off a bit again. As we head then onto the final lap, Nisev with a commanding lead now, going in to the final round. And sorry, I missed who that was, but somebody just set a fastest lap of the race. Sprint race, of course. Big D to the inside of Grimmy. Makes the inside of the corner. Maybe just enough room on the exit, I think. Grimmy will look to pick up the slipstream. So maybe outbrakes herself slightly into turn 4, and there's kind of a bit of pressure from Greza because of that, but going to be difficult from here for Greza to find a way past. As oh Max, what have you done? Final lap. Well, actually for him, the penultimate lap. He's lost it on the final corner. I should be cleared before we reach it, and it has been indeed. Greza coming up, having a look at the inside into the penultimate corner, but couldn't get alongside Grimmy. So it's going to be Nisev who takes the sprint race win and pole position for the future race. Big D P2 in the end, Grimmy P3, Greza P4. Jesus P5 as Connor gets another 3 seconds. Misfit P6. Soldier, the 2 Red Bulls, in fact, coming home, P7 and P8. Jack P9. Connor with 6 seconds is going to drop behind Muttering Kingdom. So Muttering Kingdom will take P10. Connor P11. Tees will come across in P12, and Nick with Max DNF in will take P13 in the end with a fastest lap at the end of the sprint. Well done, Nisev. Nice racing. Bided your time. He wasn't easy to get past at all there, Grimmy. He was doing very, very well, but just bided your time and got there in the end. And once you did get past, you got yourself off up the road a bit. Very nicely done indeed. Already gone through. I'll just scroll to the bottom so that the bosses have got them. And race director incidents. There we go. Just confirm that the 2 actual retirements on the pit straight, well, 3 retirements on the pit straight. So THCM, Bobblehead Army, and Max at the end there were indeed all terminal damage. So there we have it. That was the sprint race. So we'll head to the main race. Please let it be dry. There's no straight line speed. Well, it's the nature of the rain, isn't it? It wouldn't have mattered in the dry because you'd have had DRS to do it. So, you know, nice stuff from the front, guys. And DJs, I thought that was nice and clean. Good racing at the front. You know, Big D's overtake. From me, I thought Big D left just about left enough room for Grimmy on the outside to keep his right-hand tyres on the track. Oh, Connor, it's wet. Thank you. You're right, it is. So it's going to be more of the same for that. We are going to take a quick break though, guys. So I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee and I'll be back ready for the formation lap. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Grab yourselves a drink or something and let's be back soon.
Average speeds of 246 kilometers an hour being recorded in recent years. The period between 2014 and 2021, also known as the turbo hybrid era, saw the introduction of a more sustainable direction for Formula One. Despite significant changes to the technical regulations for 2022, F1 remains committed to pushing towards cheaper, more reliable, eco-friendly solutions for motorsport. Fernando Alonso made his return to Formula One in 2021, marking his third stint with Renault under the guise of Alpine. Alonso's relationship with Renault led to 2005 and 2006 drivers' titles and helped cement his name as one of the greatest drivers in the sport. Since the return of the Austrian GP in 2014, Mercedes have dominated here, throughout the decade, and the 2021 season brought with it a record-breaking 23 races. It has never been more important for drivers to keep physical and mental condition to take on this demanding schedule. After brief relationships with both Honda and Renault, McLaren opted to use power units supplied by Mercedes for the start of the 2021 season. McLaren's relationship with Mercedes is a long one, with Mercedes previously supplying McLaren between 1994 and 2014. Today we find ourselves up at the mountain for a fast-paced race in the Red Bull Ring. The last Austrian to win on home turf here was the late great Niki Lauda back in 1984. The Red Bull Ring only has 10 corners, as almost half as many as other tracks such as Spa. In 2020, a historic chapter in the history of F1 came to an end. The Williams family said goodbye to the team after being a staple of the paddock since 1977. The Williams family achieved a staggering 9 Constructors' Championships and 7 Drivers' Championships during their dominance during the 80s and 90s. The Red Bull Ring's location in the mountain adds an extra dynamic with elevation changes throughout the lap. There's a total of 63.5 metres separating its highest and lowest points.
Okay, guys, back with you. Nice drift turn 1 for you there, Hilly. I don't think I saw it, Greza, unfortunately, but I saw that something had happened to you, but I didn't see what it was. But, clearly that's what it was then, so... oh dear, why is the car moving when... Oh dear, something's gone wrong. Something's gone wrong. We've got Paul Piddy moving when everybody else is still. So something's definitely gone wrong.
Max Verstappen has enjoyed multiple wins here on his team's home circuit. Max shares this achievement with legends such as Schumacher and Prost. After brief relationships with both Honda and Renault, McLaren opted to use power units supplied by Mercedes for the start of the 2021 season. McLaren's relationship with Mercedes is a long one, with Mercedes previously supplying McLaren between 1994 and 2014. A very warm welcome to Serena Scullion, who is attending her first F1 weekend. Who knows, perhaps she'll catch the racing bug after the cycling down this weekend.
Right, I have no idea what's happening, guys. I don't think everybody's seeing what I'm seeing here.
Steve, what are you doing? You pushed it down. Come on. Steve, come on then. Come on. You can have a drink. Go and have a drink.
I'm just leaving and rejoining because something weird's happening. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's me or if the lobby's actually gone kaput. So I'm just rejoining off Greza now.
It fell over on you, didn't it? When you pulled it, you were pulling it. Oh well, never mind. Steve, come on then, come on.
Right, okay, I think we're okay. I think it must have been me then. I must have disconnected, desynced, whatever you want to call it. Your dad with your cat, yeah. Hilly is on track. What do you mean, Hilly is on track? I don't. Listen, James. You're the druggy pig around here, alright? Not me. Cargo Nyom. Indeed. Yeah, it's only Hilly screen, which is weird. Thanks, Big D. Unbelievable. Right, anyway, yeah, I left and rejoined and it's gone alright. So let's quickly do the rundown then. So Nisev starts on pole alongside Big D in second. Grimmy third with Greza fourth. Jesus and Misfit on the third row of the grid. Todgered and Convicted Wolf in a Red Bull fourth row. Jack L starts P9 with Mushroom Kingdom rounding out the top 10. Connor Forber as the lone McLaren starts P11 with the Haas of T's alongside in P12. Nick starts P13 after a disappointing sprint race alongside Max in P14. Paul Pitty 15 alongside Bobble in 16 with THCM in P17. So double check the tyres, and it is, as you can see, intermediates. We'll go on board this time with Remy. Ready for the start. In terms of strategy, guys, I would expect it to be a one-stop. I don't think we see any heroes going all the way on one set. As 4, 5 lights are on. Long pulls, and out they go, and away we go. As Grim gets a reasonably good start. As we head up to turn 1. Oh, it looked like a Haas was a little bit late on the brakes there. Red Bull runs out wide. All sorts going on further down, as there so often is. So, oh, we've lost 2. We've lost 2. Paul Pitty and Nick are out. And that is a safety car on the first lap of the race. Oh dear. I don't know if any of you caught that. I was on the broadcast, you might have seen it somewhere on your screen, but I didn't personally. But presumably it's been a collision between the two. And they've ended up on the inside wall, I would think. So I don't think the safety car on lap 1's really going to switch anything about. I thought Grimmy's Alpha then was wingless, but no, it definitely isn't. Bobble down at the back. Any obvious signs of damage there? No, he seems to be okay, as does Mushroom. And Jack as well. I don't think we're likely to see any pit stops. It's just too early. I don't think it would benefit anyone really at this stage. So, well, Jack is. Jack's going to. He feels. Oh, James. That's so sweet. Our 1-year anniversary. Our subiversary. Subiversary. You legend. Oh, Bubbles crashed out the final corner under the safety car. Unplanned disassembly. I just saw you put something about an AI car or something ahead of you, but in the Discord, looks like something was going wrong for Nick as well. But I don't know. I'm not a admin in FGR, so certainly not gonna make any rash decisions. I don't. All I could do is go from my side, and everything seems to be okay on the stream. So Jack on to fresh inters, interestingly. only the one, well, not even a full lap, is it, of fresher tyres, because the other guys have obviously slowed down way before, before turn 3, I'd imagine, so not really going to have anywhere. So fine in the margins in F1. Any tiny little advantage you can get all helps. So everybody is caught up, by the way, so we should resume racing at the end of this lap. So that means resuming lap 4, so 33 laps remaining of hopefully race laps.
You don't mind now. It's alright.
So, going round then, who's had a particularly good start as it stands at the moment? Connor's up 4 places, Max again standing out on those starts, up 6 places, THCM up 5, so they're the clear standouts. Jack's down 5, but of course is pitted. Soldier and Mushroom Kingdom both lost out 3. The Red Bull's still together on track, they can't seem to be separated, can they two? So then, let's go with Big D. Let's see if we can catch out Nitsev. There he goes. And he's off and running. D reacts well. Anybody getting a run? Jack looks like he might be getting a run on Mushroom. Other than that, I can't really see anybody. Might be one here actually. Yeah, Max and Connor. Max gets ahead and into P7, although Connor's coming back at him into the hairpin. Bit of side-by-side battling, a little bit of contact, but plenty of room left by both drivers. But Max does hold Connor off in the end to stay P7, and Connor looks like he might be coming under pressure here from Convicted Wolf to the inside of turn 4. Connor runs out off track. So, actually ends up losing out to both Red Bulls in the end, who move up to P8 and P9 respectively. Let's see going on here. So, top 3 just look to be breaking away a little bit. Breza. I say the rain does look quite heavy, doesn't it? I don't think we're a million miles away from blue rim tyres. It's just going bored a little bit. I can't. The only thing is, I can't see any actual standing water. I can't see puddles on the track, which is usually your sign that you're heading towards those blue rimmed wet tyres. So at the moment, it definitely looks like it's still intermediates, but the rain does look pretty heavy. So Mushroom fights off Jack, and somebody runs out wide. I think we're off track with Mushroom. Jack managed to get 10 seconds for corner cutting and is out of the race. And I was watching that and I didn't see anything happen. What's I'm sure you guys did, but that is our second full safety car then. Jack misses braking at the hairpin. I didn't see him go up. Well, I don't know. I saw Mushroom go off track, and what happened so fast? It is our second full safety car. So pit stops. No from Nisev. It was a late abort from Nisev there. Seems like there's many jumping in. CHCM jumps in. And Mushroom Kingdom jumps in. Okay. I think the problem is, if we are heading towards the full wets, then for the front guys, it's just a case of them losing positions and to get those back before we go to the full wets, whenever that may happen. There's the reason Mushroom's in now. That's a front wing change. I'm going to have a sneak peek at Discord, seeing if that's telling me something. So, no number chat in the Discord really telling me anything, unfortunately. So, CHCM's just caught onto the back, so Mushroom Kingdom, yeah, like that. Mushroom Kingdom just to catch on now, and then we will be able to go back racing. So, lap 7 is under safety car. Lap 8 we'll see the resumption of the race, and therefore 29 laps to go. So as you can see, tyres wise, THCM, Mushroom, fresh inters, and you should certainly see them with with a bit of advantage now in terms of tyre wear. Obviously, with it being a 50% race, your tyres effectively wear at the rate of ×2, so at double the rate of what they would in a standard race, so 100% race. James, I've just seen that. Where are you taking me? Oh. On my budget, mate, maybe down the local park with a bottle of cider. That's bottle of apple cider. What did they used to have in the old days? Bottle of apple cider and something else, wasn't it? Yeah, we'll have a picnic. A picnic and a bottle of apple cider together. There we go. For our sub-anniversary. And if you had your heart set on the Maldives, honey, I'm afraid you have to get a richer man. Anyway, we are getting ready to go again. Let's get back on board with Big D. So, the final corner is where he goes this time. And this seems to catch Big D a little bit. Not much. And again, just looking at the order there, it doesn't look like anybody's got a run on the car ahead of them. Everybody being a bit careful on the restart. Convicted Wolf's gotten past Max for P7. Everybody going to be a bit careful into the hairpin. It looks like it. I think everybody's been a bit sensible, maybe learning from our previous restarts. THCM getting past T's for P11, and through goes Mushroom as well now. And the outside along the straight up into turn 4. Looked like Connor was getting a little out of shape ahead of us. Connor, careful. Get yourself back under control. Now you've got a driver on fresh tyres all over the back of him, and he really looks to be struggling to get the McLaren under control at the moment. Personally think I'd be wanting to try a move around there if I was THCM at this stage. Just hold off. Here he goes. Should get the run up to turn 1. Overtake in use. And yeah, has it done. Trying to defend, I think, but taking that much of the inside, probably got a warning in a way, and He would have unsettled the car using that much curb, so there we have it. THCM starting to move forward already. Jesus, close to the back of Greza. Let me know, guys, if you think you spot anything weather-wise as well. I mean, at the moment it doesn't look like a lot's changed since we last spoke about it. I still can't see any sort of puddles or anything like that on the track. So I don't think we're moving towards full wets at the moment. It's clearly very wet indeed, so nowhere near the opposite either. We're nowhere near drying up either, which it's not expected to do in a way, from what I've been told. Well, I once had a race around here in Austria where I was driving, and this would have been going back on 21, I think it would have been, where it rained from, so it was a 36 lap race, it was the 50% race, and it rained from around about lap 8, but never ever got wet enough for intermediate tyres. We stayed on the slicks all the way to the end. Well, most of us did, but the guys that went to Winters dropped right down the order. Incredible. Finished on the podium that race, I think. It's either on the podium or just off it. But, it's an interesting one. So, just keeping an eye on the front sort of group at the moment. As Connor picks up 3 seconds. Todgert the only other one with a penalty at the moment. Let's go to Todgert though. Oh! As we go to Todgert, it looks like Max gets all out of shape on the final corner. And that's allowed Todgert and THCM through. And it looks like Connor's on the back of Mushroom just behind as well. Did Max get any damage? He did definitely hit the wall. Can't see any damage. I think he's gotten away with it. Jesus here. Right on the back of Greza. Before. Have a look through the energy amongst the top group. And well, at the moment, Jesus in that 5th place on the back of the group. He's really looking after his energy in comparison. Mushroom Kingdom gets ahead of Max. I think he's gone now. I think he's going into the pits actually. Yeah, here he comes then, Max into the pits. Yellow flags are waving, and that's for Connor, who's gone round at the penultimate corner. I don't know whether Max pit entry put him off a bit. Might have done. Is he going to pit? He is indeed. He's going to go to the pits. So go, and it is a front wing change from Max, so he did have some damage. So it's not always visible as oh, what's happened here? But Nissev suddenly disappeared at the front. Nissev suddenly 2 seconds up the road. Big D's pulled a second over Grimmy as well, so too sure what's happened, but clearly they've managed to get away. THCM gets past Todgert for P8 now. Just about a second to make up to the other Red Bull convicted Wolf. We'll keep an eye on that. We just that gap looks like it's going to come down reasonably quickly. So I'm not convinced we're going to see any movement up this top group. So let's just come down to THCM, who's chasing down Convicted Wolf then. with the fresher tyres. So the guys that went to the fresher tyres under the safety car, definitely seeing some advantage and improvements. More so THCM, but Mushroom moving forward as well. But the big question, of course, is can they get those to the end? That's, if we stay intermediate tyres, can they get them to the end? So, THCM, I think, looking better off there, really just following up behind the Red Bull, but it's not too bad. He seems to have gotten a good run out the final corner. Yeah, I'm sure I've been looking to twist up a side into this corner. I don't blame Convicted Wolf. He's basically looks to a switchback, got a little bit out of shape under the dirty air of the Mercedes coming out of turn 1. Unfortunately, I think that's ruined the opportunity of the switchback. So, THCM up to P7 now. His next target will be Misfit, who's 5.7 seconds up the road. So, quite a difference to make up now. As everybody gets a little bit out of shape there, but THCM more so. And that allows Convicted Wolf back through. Both of them got out of shape, but it was just a little bit worse for THCM. So, as predicted, this front group at the moment just staying as is. Sev quite happily pulling away at the moment. Oh, Mushroom! That's another safety car. Mushroom's dropped it out the second left-hander. This one at the start of Sector 3. His car's going to disappear, but just as we come round, I'll show you where he was. He was just over on the, I believe, on the left-hand side, just here. Fortunately, that has brought out a safety car, and actually, that could be a pain for the likes of THCM. I said there's a big thing going on there about whether they could get to the end, and now this is just going to allow everybody to pit, unfortunately, so it's going to ruin that good work he'd done. Definitely looks at the possibility of doing a full race on Inters around here before and without pitting, and it's just about out of range. So I genuinely think there's a chance that they might have been able to get to the end. How fast their tyres would have been later on, I don't know. It may not have been worth it, but worth having a think about it though. As I said, this is just going to allow everybody to pit, so as you can see, everybody putting the new Inters on, so certainly the engineers aren't suggesting that there's any imminent tyre changes going to, weather changes going to happen. So he's presumably will pit this lap. There's no value on him staying. Well, there is value. He could do another lap, in all fairness, before pitting, because Connor isn't going to catch this back of the safety car this lap. So, Tees absolutely can do another lap and then pit. I don't think it's going to make any actual difference to him in terms of where he comes out, so may as well take the little advantage. To be honest, even if it did make a difference to where he come out, if you won place, so I'd rather have the lap fresher tyre than worry about one place. He has to pit this lap. There's no good staying on those tyres. He just gets swamped, so he needs to pit. unfortunately for Max and Connor, I think they've got to consider it as well. I don't know. They know a lot better than I do what's going on with the weather. To me, when it was suggested that we could actually go to full wets, but to me, right now, it looks like it's getting... If anything, the rain's gone off slightly. It looks lighter to me now. So, I don't know why Tees hasn't pitted. He's going to get absolutely swamped. He's going to have absolutely no pace on these tyres. It's... rolling the dice, hoping there might be it, because maybe he's only got one set of fresh left. And if that's the case, maybe he's rolling the dice in hope of another safety car where he can pit to his last set instead of doing it now. Maybe that's what he's hoping for. I can't see anything else. If Connor is quick enough, he could come in this lap if he's quick enough. Nah, surely it's too late, it's too late. Yeah, on goes the safety car. So we're going on to lap 18. We'll resume lap 19 this time around, guys. So it will be 18, it will be exactly halfway, so it'll be 18 laps remaining. First half of the race, we've seen 3 safety cars. Just wait. Looks like it's gone on a bit, but it's been interesting. So, certain drivers this would have been a bit frustrating for. Jesus, for example, P5 on the back of the front group, or he was on the back of Grimmy and Greza, but have really managed his ERS very, very well and had a big advantage. So, a bit frustrating for him. I think Mr. would be reasonably pleased with it. I don't know, because it's allowed the group behind him to catch on to the back of him. Maybe he was happy with where he was. So I'm not sure. Steez is definitely not going to be happy with this when we restart, because he's going to get absolutely swamped, as I said. So we are getting to the restart. Information from race control, safety car in this lap. Going back on board with Big D again. So, first safety car in this Ev went at the penultimate corner. The second safety car, I can't remember. Oh no, I can. Yes, he went out the final corner. This is the third safety car, so where will he go this time? Somewhere in between? Somewhere earlier maybe, because the safety car has reached the pit lane. We'll hit the pit limiter line now. And off goes Nisev. So he goes slightly earlier this time for the penultimate corner, but just slightly earlier. Connor was left. I think Tees is already struggling, look. And Max making a move on the inside in the lead up to turn 1. Through goes Max then. Tees just needs to keep this going. Say, if we end up with another one, it could end up to be a genius move. These guys would have stick sort of 9-10 laps on before we got another safety car, and then he can switch to fresh insers. Then, wow, could be a genius move indeed. Again, the top 3 have just pulled away a bit. Picks up another penalty. Again, it's looking the same. Bigdy's trying to stick with Nisev, but Nisev does look pretty impressive on pace tonight, it has to be said. Sets fastest lap of the race on the restart lap. 1:11.2. May not be beaten, probably depend on the weather. Tees now gets 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. So after all that time, he then ends up coming in after the state. I just don't understand. There's no wing change. Looked like he served the penalty. No, he can't have served the penalty. I think he just took ages to press the button to come out. Yeah. I mean, answers on a postcard. I don't understand that at all. Why didn't he just put under the safety car? So Nisev continues then to pull that gap, and 1.6 already. He has dumped a lot of energy, mind you, so is Big D, so is Grimmy. Jesus, got him past Greza, who seems to be the one this time looking after his ERS a bit better. Used quite a bit though. Some yellow flags for Connor, who's taken to the pit lane again. Grimmy get a run in time for the corner. No, opts not to go for it. Ends up going alongside down the outside, but I think that was more a case of just breaking himself slightly. But he's going to get a run here down to turn 4. As Connor does retire in the pits, he's had enough for the evening. And he couldn't quite get past Big D. He's gone a bit deep into the first of 2 left-handers. So Connor's car comes back out on track. The yellow flag is just Connor's car, by the way, which is now pulling off track and has been cleared. Told you maybe the 2 Red Bulls. Told you're going to go for a move. He's got a penalty, of course, but to have a good amount of speed over his teammate there. But with the angle he's gone into turn 1, his teammate gets a better exit. Don't hit each other. Christian Horner will be absolutely fuming. He'll send you some unwanted pictures through your mobile. Do that. Oh, there's a car off track. That's THCM. Over on the left, it's ripped his wheel off. And out goes THCM, way off track. So this time we don't get a safety car. Probably to the dismay of Tees, I'd imagine. THCM is out, and we are down to 10. Better Grimmy, because he is doing all he can to try and get past Big D. Just be careful, because he's got Jesus on the back of him. Greza's fallen behind a bit now. I know Greza was having wheel trouble in the sprint race. The fact that he's dropped off, maybe that's starting to occur again. Yeah, he's just got to be careful, because he's using so much energy here. Could leave himself wide open to Jesus, who's looking after his. Yeah, Misiev at the moment looking unbeatable in this race. It's been superb. Better turn 1 from Grimmy there. It's a little bit of a dirty air, I think, on the exit, but that tends to happen a lot in a way. That's goes again. It's, when he gets to this point and he has to move out of the slipstream of the Mercedes, that's where he just seems to lose it all. He just get, you know, the pace just disappears. As T's just left the session, let's invite him back. His Xbox, so it should be able to. Last seen 7 days ago, apparently. Yeah, nice battle going on for P2 James at the moment between Big D and Grimmy. But look at Jesus. Sat there with near 70% energy. Problem is, in a way, he doesn't know that the guys that are flashing. You know, not quite now because they've gone through some corners, so they got 20% again now. But you won't know just how low they are on energy. It's in a finger to wet because the red light flashes all the time. Can you have a second red light? Why don't you just have 2 red lights? One for these weather conditions and that flashes all the time, and one that comes on and stays on when the battery's low. Someone writes the FIA, would you, please? Make sure you stick my name on it. It was my idea. We'll share credit for that. James, you write to the FIA. We'll share credit for that, okay? Why don't you put 2 red lights on the back of your cars? All the team's complaining. Unbalances the car. Got too much on the rear now. So sticking with this battle for P2 really between these 3 drivers. Greza not far behind. May well come back into play at a later point. The problem for Greza is he doesn't want to burn through his energy getting onto the back of them, which looks like he might have to do in order to get there, as Grimmy suddenly appears on the inside. I don't know whether he got out of shape there himself, maybe he got a bit too close to Big D, I don't know. Again, not able to make a move. Same happening for Jesus as was happening with Grimmy and Big D, just being at the back of the group ends up catching under braking and then having to go to the outside. Potentially lead to a switchback move at some point if he wanted to go for that. Amongst all that, Greza has now caught onto the back of them, so this is now a 4-car battle. Yeah, I'm sticking with this because it pretty much is our only battle. We got the 2 Red Bulls close to each other, but they're yeah, I don't know how hard they'll be fighting because they're pretty much on their own on the track, so it seems a little bit silly for them to actually battle each other, especially when one's got a penalty. What are we now? Lap 27, so including this one it was 10 laps, but almost at the end of this lap, so 9 laps remaining. It's just difficult to get past, isn't it? I think that's the problem, because you gain up onto the car ahead under the slipstream, but as soon as you move out, you see it time and time again, as soon as you move out of the slipstream, to actually look at the overtake. You lose all of that speed. I guess you suddenly go from being in the slipstream to being suddenly hit with a massive aero, which loses you a bit of speed. I don't know the actual science behind it. I just, for whatever reason, that seems to happen. At least on the game it does. I don't know if that's true to life, but back in the old days before ERS and DRS and that, it's the only way of making a move was pick up the slipstream with the car ahead, get the overspeed on them, then suddenly fly out before the corner and outbrake them into the corner. That was the way you made a move. Thing is, see, I suppose the introduction of DRS and that does mean that we see more overtaking these days than we used to, but the overtakes just tend to be people driving past each other on straights, because you don't need to overtake on corners. You just wait to get DRS, overtake down a straight, and so yeah, we probably do get a lot more overtakes now than we did back in my days of, or early days of watching, but the overtakes aren't as good. They're not as fun. I mean, the defensive driver quite literally no, there's nothing they can do. The car behind's got DRS, there's nothing they can do to defend it, so just, what's the point? Just let them through. And try and come back the next lap or whatever. It's just, I mean, so I'm not talking about this race here, I'm talking about real life overtakes at the moment, but two Red Bulls find themselves separated now. Sodjan maybe looking to break the 3 seconds to his teammate. That is his penalty, 3 seconds. Max is on 6, T's on 5. I don't know if T's actually came back or not. Doesn't appear so. I'll send him another invite. I mean, if you're going to actually leave and not come back, you could at least have retired your car. But, there we go. Every lap, don't we? Heading up to this hairpin. Grimmy's catching and catching and catching, but then we reach the braking zone. He moves out. I'm going to see it again here, look. So, catches, moves out, stops catching. We hit the braking zone. It's too late. So, what can Grimmy do? What could he do, potentially, to change that? But look what Big D's done. He's harvested, absolutely harvested DRS, and is now holding a massive advantage on the energy front to Grimmy. That even has more than Jesus now as well. He's got more energy than Jesus. Got a 50% as well. Should have saved, yeah, you're probably right. Oh, Grimmy! Oh, is that going to allow Jesus a run? Jesus having a look to the inside. And braking. A little out of shape, but can't get past. That were close. That were close. Apologies to the other drivers. I know I do like to try and show other drivers on my stream as much as I can, but the truth of the matter is, when there's no other battles going on, there's only one to watch. There's not really much we could do, even for the leader. And this year, who's just driving around on his own now. There's no reason to push anymore. Just take his foot off the gas, really. Very, very impressive drive today, I think, from this year. And I think for me, is heading towards my streamer's drive of the day. putting pressure instead. I think I do get sort of told sometimes that I'm a little unfair on race winners, that I don't often give a race winner a driver of the day. Who is that? That's Max has been round coming out of turn 4 into 5, I think, but he's recovered it. Just waiting to see if there's any obvious signs of damage. We'll soon know if he pits in a way, but yeah, I do sometimes get told that I'm a bit unfair on race winners. Because quite often the race winner is somebody who's way too fast for the lead or something like that, so I tend to shy away from giving him a driver of the day. But on this occasion, this Yabu is clearly very, very quick for this division. The reason I've been impressed is the way he's had to pull away from the safety cars every time. He's got himself into the lead, he took the lead in the sprint race, got the pole position. So it picks up 3 seconds. Max did pit, by the way. But yeah, with the 3 safety cars as well, he's managed to each time to pull away and create a gap again. I think that for me is why he deserves that great honour of being my driver of the day. Okay. That is presuming he doesn't suddenly lose it and crash out before the end of the way. So, oh, Grimmy is giving him a penalty. He moves off and allows Jesus pass, it seemed. He's going to allow Greza through as well, is he? Well, Grimmy run wide. I think it does seem a bit unfair of the game. It's not as if he's run wide and gained an advantage going out wide, is it? He's just ran wide on the exit of the corner. I think that's the problem with the game applying penalties sometimes. It's, you just can't. Yeah, I agree, James. I think the problem is games are coded, and so you know they can all they could do is put the coding in to say he's ran wide off track. Therefore, it's a warning. You can't say, oh, but he didn't gain a ran wide off track, but he didn't gain an advantage, because you can't code it like that. I don't know. I'm not a game designer, so I don't know, but assuming that's the case. But that has moved Jesus up into a podium position. As Big D, well, as it stands at the moment, Big D is the only Xbox player. I don't think we'll be doing any podium interviews tonight, guys. It's been quite a long one as well, to be honest, so probably hold off on that tonight. And to be honest, I left Football Manager. I am literally on a championship winning game away to Chelsea. If I beat Chelsea, I am Premier League champions with Newcastle. If I lose to them, they take the lead going into the final game of the season. But if I draw with them, I'll have the lead going into the final game of the season with a home game against Fulham. Final game. So, you know, I'm pretty desperate to get back to it. I don't know, James. Honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I'm not a game designer, so you know, my 2 nieces are currently in London doing game design courses to become game designers. So maybe at some point moving forward, I'll be able to ask them. But right now, I don't think they're looking at going into the F1 game. So I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's a real passion of theirs. I think they're more into Spyro or something like that. I don't know. I've absolutely no idea. They might love Formula 1, I don't know. Oh, Big D, what you done? Oh, what's he done? Oh, Big D's off track. And he drops to P5. And he's not even going to be in range of Grimmy for the penalty. So that moves Jesus up to P2. Reza to P3 to a podium place. Grimmy's now up to 4 with a big enough gap to hold that place. Big D makes the pits. Never got damage. Surely just carry on. I don't know. It's not got damage. Why didn't he just? Did he have a puncture? Surely he didn't have a puncture. And maybe that was just frustration to say, oh, you know, perhaps frustration was creeping in, so he's just I'm going into the pits. Anyway, we go to Nisyev, who has been dominant today. He's been fantastic today. As I said, he's my driver today as well. He's going to take victory in a rain-soaked Austria. Here he comes. Victory for Nisyev, victory for Ferrari. Jesus coming around to take an absolutely awesome P2. On another day, I think I probably would have given Jesus driver the day, actually, but I think Nisyev deserves it. Greza P3 takes the podium slot. Nice patient drive from him. Grimmy P4. Misfit coming across for P5. Todrick will come across P6, although he will lose out to Big D through the penalty. Well, might not even need the penalty. It's a race to the line. Looks like Big D gets him, I think, on the line. So Todrick P7, Convicted Wolf P8, Max P9, and Tees, I don't know whether he will be classified as not, because he just decided to leave the game at one point and leave his AI drive in with about 12, 13, 14 laps to go, something like that. So I would have thought that he's not going to be classified. Well done, Nisyev. Unlucky Big D, mate. Really, really unfortunate, because you drove a superb race tonight, mate. You didn't deserve that at all, but I guess those are the breaks. But yeah, really, really unlucky. Greza, if you're listening, you're the only Xbox player that's finished in the top 3. So, but I'm not going to do interviews, buddy. As I say, it's gone on quite a long time tonight, so with the wet weather. So we'll leave it tonight, because I've got a Premier League to win on Football Manager. So congratulations anyway, Nisyev, on victory in both the sprint and the race, and picking up driver of the day. I think well earned, but a massive shout to Jesus, so I think also deserved driver of the day tonight. But yeah, I've gone with you tonight, Nisyev. So Nisyev wins. Jesus P2, Greza P3, Grimmy 4, Misfit 5, Big D 6, Todrick 7, Convicted Wolf 8, Max 9. I'd say I don't think T should be classified. He left the race and just left his car running round. Let's just go. I'll just quickly scroll through the result of the sprint, then through the result of the race, and the race incidents, just to try and get through to the bottom of those, just in case the stewards need them. There we go. Excellent. Well, there we go, guys. Thank you, Todrick. I did my best. It was a difficult one tonight, I must admit. The battles disappeared a little bit, so it always makes it difficult, but the guys for P3 definitely did give me a battle, so kept me going. But yeah, anyway, guys, thank you very much, and thank you for the great racing, Todrick. Another good race from you. Anyway, guys, where are we? It's Sunday, isn't it? So I've got nothing tomorrow night. I've got no race, no comms, no race, nothing tomorrow night, because it's a break week in V3 F1. So I will be back on Tuesday for commentary. No worries, Nisyev. No problem, buddy. I'll be back up for commentary on Tuesday night for WAOF1 in the super competitive Tuesday division. So come and join me for that one. 8 o'clock. And we are... Oh, I'm forgetting. Where are we? Are we Suzuka, James, I think? You've probably disappeared already. Good luck in your Prem game. Thank you, Jesus. I've got to beat Chelsea. I've got to beat... It is them that I need to beat them. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. So I'll see you Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, if you come and join me for that. Otherwise, have a good one, and I'll see you soon.